But I have to say, Eddie and the Cruisers really was one of my favorite films of all time. What a great job you did.
Where are you?
I'm in Salt Lake City right now, but I grew up in Los Angeles. I grew up in a little town
Uh,
called West Covina.
I know where that is. Salt Lake City. They do a lot of Hallmark movies there in Utah, don't they?
We do a lot of Christmas films here, and of course, we're home to the Sundance Film Festival. And you know that. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's a production going on all the time here, and it's a great movie community.
I never worked there. I don't know why I haven't worked there yet.
Well, come on out. We'll get you a job here.
Well, I know they make Christmas movies, and I usually shoot them for Lifetime.
Yeah, yeah. Lifetime's and there's a very nice studio out here that they utilize and all of that. So it's really a wonderful place to produce and shoot movies. And there's a great tax incentive here as well.
Right.
Um, let's talk a little bit about Space Wars, the quest for the Deep Star. Um, this must have been just a whole lot of fun to shoot.
It was. It was. Come on. It's like it's a cross between Lost in Space and Star Wars and Star Trek, and just a great adventure. Sarah French was fantastic, and Garo, he he comes out of visual effects, so he had this whole story worked out in his mind. And the script was pretty much straightforward. Father, single dad with his cyborg daughter. I shouldn't say give it
Yeah,
up, but running around space trying to raise enough money to resurrect the mom. I mean, that's fantastic.
it's a great plot, and the whole feel of it. I remember a movie out of I think it was the '80s called Ice Pirates with Robert Urich, and this has that kind of same sensibility. It's so well done, and it also has a great sense of itself. There's a great sense of humor running through it.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, we're not trying to be Apollo 13. We're doing a fun adventure in near space.
Uh, what attracted you to the role of the father?
Like I say, this is a fun movie, and you want to make a movie that's going to have a broad audience, and at least sometimes. And that was it. I'd worked with Jeff Miller before, and I actually had been in a movie that Sarah French was in.
Mhm.
I read the script, and I said, and I knew the cinematographer, Michael Sue, and I said, all right, this can't be bad. And besides, spending a week on a spaceship was fun.
And talking about Sarah French, my gosh, what range she has as an actress. She can do comedy, she can do drama, she can do science fiction, of course, and she must be a great scene partner.
She is. She is very serious, on time, prepared, not a diva in any sense of the word. Just happy to be employed in the entertainment industry, like me.
Well, and you're working all the time. I was looking at
Yeah.
your IMDb. You got like 35 movies coming out.
I'm also right after. I may have to take you into my car because I have a meeting with a Japanese director at 2 o'clock.
Oh well, we're going to be done way before that, and you'll have a chance.
Great.
But the whole idea, though, I mean, it's just a wonderful concept, and it brings you into this world rather quickly. The pacing on Space Wars is wonderful.
Yeah, and I think was really smart of Garl is to add the family factor and to bring in the mother and have that transcendent moment at the end. It was just, you know, people can easily relate to the family drama,
Yeah,
and it makes it easier for them to, go off on the space adventure.
as you said, I mean, he has his feet in special effects and digital technology, and it's flawless.
Yeah, and the monsters, come on, they look like monsters from the '60s. I forget who that guy was who did all the special effects in Jason and the Argonauts, but
Harryhausen.
Harry Houseman, yeah, and you just can't lose with that. You can't miss because people don't expect it to be like, if you remember the King Kong, where the monkey is reflecting and touching his heart and looking at Fay Ray, and it almost makes you cry. It's we weren't going for that. It was they were supposed to be monsters. The figment of the imagination.
Well, it really works because it's it adds to what this film is, and it's really a tip of the hat to those great '60s and '50s science fiction films. And
Right.
I kind of remember Battle Beyond the Stars as well as kind of an influence in this, the one that I think Richard Thomas did. Um,
Yeah. Right. When that spaceship, it looked like it was Mother was the spaceship, right?
yeah,
I mean, that would talk to him like he was her baby.
and you're no slouch when it comes to science fiction. I mean, the Philadelphia Experiment still resonates. I know they did a remake of it not too long ago, but the original, you did such a great job in that.
I had a great time on that. Stuart Raffle was great. Nancy Allen was great. The cinematography was fun, and it was the first time I did wire work where when me and Bobby are floating through the void or the what do you call it, the not the void but the vortex.
The Vortex, yeah.
We're flying us on wires, and the spacesuit in that movie was the one that they wore in Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I
Charlton
didn't know
Heston.
that.
It said Charlton Heston on the inside of my spacesuit.
What a great piece of trivia that is.
Yeah.
And those memories for me, as going to the theater and seeing that, you kind of brought them back with Space Wars. So it
Yeah.
just makes you feel like a little kid again.
You know, there are movies that you want to. I think, I guess it's important to make movies that have a political or social, agenda, and then there's entertainment,
Yeah.
and you know, I kind of like Elvis. He wasn't trying to change the world; he was just trying to entertain people, and that's pretty much what our job is to
Yeah.
a
I
little
remember that quote.
distraction.
I remember that quote Elvis had. We're not doing anything here but making a movie. Let's have fun.
Right? Hey, that's it. I'm going to steal that.
Um, the greatest American hero, again, playing opposite William Catt, you know, must have been a terrific experience.
It's my first time. The first scene that I shot was with Robert Culp in the diner when I first meet him, and I pull out a switchblade and he points his, FBI issued 38 revolver in my face.
What a great memory that is. And Robert Culp was, I hear that he had such a great and evil sense of humor.
Well, I never saw the evil side, but I saw a guy who was having fun and he knew what he was doing. It was, he came up with that whole thing, the little green guys, Bill. That was his addition. Um, he was a wonderful guy. He was very kind to me, and he knew it was my first gig, and he was very helpful.
Yeah.
And when we had an episode where we were gold mining, and I'm from New York, and I said, so this is how it really works. He said, I tell you how it works, and he shows me, and he said, this is how they pan for gold. I mean, he was just like right there in the moment, just a nice guy, and come on, he did some great movies and great. I Spy, right?
I Spy. That's all you have to say. But I would imagine every set that you're on is an education of some kind, and now you have this whole generation learning from you.
Yeah, I tell you, I started out playing high school kids,
Mm.
and now, I played grandfather recently.
Yeah, see, yeah. Well, but you're still working, and so that's always great. I mean, I'm glad you're in demand because you're a hell of an actor.
I am grateful to be employed in the entertainment industry, sir.
In our final moments we have, what do you think audiences are going to take away from watching Space Wars?
What's the next adventure?
There,
I hope somebody says, we should do 4 or 5 of these and maybe do a kind of a series.
well,
It could do it economically, and there's plenty of audience for it. Dean Devlin's sci-fi shows are doing very well, so the audience is there.
I'm interested that you mentioned Dean. Dean is one of my best friends.
Really,
Yeah, I've
I
known
really
Dean for a
wish he
long time.
would put me on.
The Ark.
The Ark. I don't know why he doesn't hire me for that. Um, I bumped into him at a book signing, and he was just telling me about it, and I thought, what a great idea! What a great idea!
I will put a bug in his ear. His wife is out here right now in Utah shooting a movie, and he's
Well, I
gonna.
didn't know she was an actress.
Yeah, yeah. And his mother wasn't. His mother was in the
I know
original.
Dean's mother was on Star Trek.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So,
Dean and I, we made Moon 44 together.
and what a hell of a film that is.
That's where we met. Yeah. And that, you see, this is what's great about sci-fi. 10 weeks in a warehouse on a suburb of Stuttgart.
Mm,
And that's what got Roland Emmerich kicked off.
yeah.
Boom. So yeah, Dean should say, bring me on for a season.
I will.
Or take Space Wars and do it as a series on his channel.
Yeah. Electric Now. He's so prolific with Leverage and Almost Paradise and the other stuff he's
Look,
doing.
man, he was born into a Hollywood family,
Yeah.
and he made Roland Emmerich.
Yeah.
Roland didn't know what to do with Moon 44, and the producer had them add these characters, and then when they started editing, Dean said, you got to get rid of that stuff, and you got to shoot this, and he made Roland. Without Dean, I don't think Roland would have been as successful as he is.
Oh, I agree, and he's such a beautiful writer, and of course with Stargate and Independence Day. I mean, Dean is just so prolific.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to send him this love letter that we just did. So,
yeah, you know what? A lot of times, because you knew them when,
yeah,
they don't want you to know them now.
No,
I'll tell you something.
That's not.
There was a guy when I shot Eddie and the Cruisers. Me and Joe Pantoliano flew out from LA to Newark Airport, and this guy's there to pick us up at the airport and take us out to Cherry Hill. And we're waiting for my guitar to come down, and he says, "I'm not carrying your guitar." And I said, "I didn't ask you to." He was a production assistant on the movie, and now he runs Marvel Studios. Louis D. Esposito.
Wow.
He was a PA on Eddie and the Cruisers. He's in one of the scenes.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I bump into him and I say, "Louis, come on." He said, "I can't do it."
Joey Pants. Joey Pants was the assistant casting director for a Barbara Streisand film called Pete's Sake, and he hired me for a scene. That's how long
great.
ago it was.
Yeah. Well, we've been in the business a long time, right?
So I've been in here since the days of silent television. That's how long.
That's funny. Silent television. You wish the television would quiet down. I'm not rushing you. I'm just putting my sneakers on.
And all, but I will pass on to Dean that we talked, and my God, I'm just so impressed with how you approach a character and how you get into character. And
I love my job, man. I am really blessed and fortunate. And you know what? I've never walked on a set and thought I'd rather be somewhere else.
Good for you. I mean, that's because you love the smell of the set. You love the action there.
Well, I don't know. It's just every set I walk on, I know there's 10,000 people who wish they were standing right where I am right now.
Well, I'm going to get you to come out to Utah too. We've got some films going. Maybe there's something we can put together.
Why not? I've done half a dozen Christmas movies.
Yeah, we'll do half a dozen more.
Yeah.
You take care, my friend.
All right, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.